When I was a kid, our periodic table, I think, ended about here. And I was in 8th grade at the time. And I naively thought these things have been found in the earth, right? You could hold a piece of it. And I was really excited that we were going to push to this element because it was just directly below gold. And I understood what copper, silver, and gold were. At the time, the ratio between the prices was very similar. Silver was about 50 times more valuable than copper, gold about 50 times more than silver. So in my mind, I thought element 111 would be 50 times more valuable than gold. My mom had taken me to a coin shop, and the coin dealer had let me hold this 10-ounce gold bar in my hand to feel what it feels like. So I had conjured up all sorts of images of what this would feel like. I thought this would be super heavy, really malleable, it'd be like clay, you could mold it with your hands. And I just had conjured up all sorts of images. Well, I don't really think that much about this element anymore. Now I'm waiting for this one, a stable isotope of it, moscovium. I'm hopeful that we will one day have a stable isotope because all of the isotopes we've made have very few neutrons relative to what would make them stable. I'll let you read about that, but the 1 or 2 atoms we made had very few neutrons and they decayed almost instantaneously. I did some calculations with machine learning and found that with the right number of neutrons you could potentially have some moscovium with a half-life of I think about 10 million years. So maybe not safe to hold in your hands, but you could visually see a crystal of it at some point. I'm really excited about it. But what I'm especially excited about is what bismuth becomes when it decays. So only recently did we discover that bismuth 209 is actually slightly radioactive, and it decays into thallium 205, which is a rat poison. So over a long period of time, you know, they say that King Tut's tomb was cursed, and when people dug it up they got sick. You know, my tomb will be full of bismuth, and depending on when they find it, they could get sick with thallium poisoning, right? But that's not the end of the story. There are a bunch of isotopes that are also only observationally stable. And theoretically, we know that they decay because of the differences in nuclear energy levels. And thallium 205 undergoes alpha decay, which means that eventually it will become gold 201. Unfortunately, gold 201 is not the stuff you make jewelry out of, right? It's radioactive. But gold 201, if we look at the isotopes of gold 201 will eventually decay into mercury 201, which itself is not, well, it's stable, but it's observationally unstable, observationally stable only. Mercury 201 will then undergo alpha decay into platinum 197, and platinum 197 finally decays into gold 197. This is the stuff that is used to make jewelry and double eagle coins and all that fun stuff, right? So all that bismuth will eventually become gold, right? I wonder if we'll even see 1 or 2 atoms of gold out of all that bismuth that I have, right? Gold 197, that is, right? We might see a few gold 201s because that's only 2 steps removed. But some of these half-lives could be enormous time periods, right? Much longer than the bismuth 209 to begin with, right? Well, if we could find a way to speed it up, right? Imagine all this alchemy that we talk about when all we had to do was just time travel and wait for bismuth to become gold itself, right? Although, obviously, this is longer than the age of the universe. You also have to worry about side reactions, right? If the bismuth or the other elements in between are exposed to neutron radiation or even alpha radiation, they could be altered into other things as well, right? Over a long period of time like that, there's potential for that as well. But even then it decays into something else that's also valuable, right? Platinum, iridium, none of those elements are bad, right? Although one day bismuth might be... Imagine you sit on your bismuth until it becomes gold, and now bismuth is actually worth more than gold, right? Maybe that wouldn't work too well for you, right?